Good morning. Welcome to your Mind Gym workout for Courageous Conversations. My name is Jackie Tuckerman. A couple keywords I want to point out there: mind, gym, and workout. Today's workout will be a little different than what you've perhaps experienced in the past. It will be interactive, very interactive. We'll be up, we'll be moving. The module is based on research and science. Matter of fact, did you know that when you're up and moving around, 20%, your brain actually gets 20% more oxygen? And I don't know about you, I need that. I need that little bit of oxygen. Mind Gym believes that time is precious. So our session is 90 minutes. It may not be life-changing, but you will walk away, I guarantee, with some tidbits of information that you can pick and choose to use and apply to your personal life, to your professional life, perhaps just to make your life easier, more enjoyable, but you will be able to pick and choose what you want to use out of today's workout. Don't be burdened about taking notes. I will provide handouts for you, so don't worry about that. As long as you have a pen, you're all set. I think we're ready to start. A little bit about me. I am the Director of Training and Development for First Student. Let me tell you about Courageous Conversations. Now, I know Gina has a teenager. I know Darlene has a teenager. I know Mike has raised teenagers. I don't know anyone else who might have teenagers, but if you have teenagers or if you've raised teenagers, you have had courageous conversations and you're having them now. I actually had one last night. Probably one of the most challenging courageous conversations I had happened early in my career. And I don't know if you've had to do this before, but it was delivering feedback on an employee of mine based on a customer complaint, and this person had body odor. And the day that I called him in to speak with him, his name was Kevin, it just made it even worse because not only was his hair disheveled, he wore a partial, and he didn't wear his partial that day. He was missing teeth. His shirt was not ironed. It had a stain. So it just reiterated that, you know what, I need to have this courageous conversation. And I got through it, it went well, he agreed, and I felt I was a better and a stronger manager because of it. So I know about courageous conversations. Any comments before we get started in our workout? The next 90, think of this as your workout plan. We're at the gym, we're going to work out our minds. This is our workout plan for today. 90 minutes, we're going to talk about courageous conversations. What are they? I think we get a sense of, ooh, they might be a little uncomfortable. What are they? There are benefits to having them though. So we'll talk about what they are, what are some of the benefits. What stops us from having those conversations? Think about that for a minute. What stops us from having those conversations? And then how do we have them? We will talk about 4 tactics today to help you get through that conversation journey. We'll talk about prepare. What do you need to do beforehand before we go in and have it? We'll talk about tell and listen. You need to tell your story, listen to their story. And then the 4th piece is managing reactions. Darlene will start there and talk to you about managing reactions. Then we'll have next steps. My situation. My situations are so fun because what you've learned so far in the workout, then you get to actually apply what you've learned. She'll talk about 5 tips for success, so she'll be wrapping up the day, and then she's going to talk about some further resources in case you want to take a little bit of a deeper dive down in the courageous conversations. Let's start our workout. Sound good?
Good.
Okay. Before we actually get up, I'm going to actually have you get up for a moment. Just think for a moment. I know we haven't defined what courageous conversations is just yet. We will in a moment. Think of the last time you had a conversation that took courage, made you feel uncomfortable. It might have been a little disturbing. Maybe you had to deliver some information that was uncomfortable. So think in your mind, when was the last time you had a conversation like that? We will be doing a lineup over on the right-hand side of the room. If you've had a recent conversation, perhaps this morning, last night, start here. So most recent, if you've just recently had one, to least recent. Okay? Anybody have a recent one?
Last week?
Leslie, oh,
Last
well,
night.
of course, the region, okay, last night. Okay, so last night, couple days. Okay,
Last week?
okay? Okay. I know in the roles that we're in, we probably all had them pretty much recently, but, okay, we're going to work in pairs for this just very brief activity. So pairs,
3.
odd man out, 3. Okay. Just find a comfortable place in the room. We're gonna stay standing for this. It's a very short activity. Just stay standing wherever you would like in the room. You will be partnered with this person or this group for the rest of my session, so you'll want to be comfortable. The 3 questions I would like you to ponder and talk about for the next 2 minutes is what makes the conversation courageous? So think of that situation that you have in your mind, or perhaps you're going to have one. What makes the conversation courageous? Why are these conversations so hard? And what stops us from having them? Comforting to know you will get these answers today after the 90 minutes, but let's just ponder these right now. Go ahead and begin. 2 minutes.
I'm just trying to think about how to frame.
One minute left, please. 1 minute. We have 30 seconds left. Ten seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's pause for the moment. And let's talk about this. So, Gina's group, what makes the conversation courageous in the situation that you were having in your mind?
We talked about adrenaline pumping, that there's a lot to lose potentially, emotions running high.
Emotions running high. Everyone hear that? Ooh, is that a common theme?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Emotions running high. Okay, very good. Mike's group, why are these conversations so hard to have?
For us, they're with the family, it's personal. Again, back to emotion. We've had little conversations in the past. It didn't work so well, so it's kind of like, when do we do the big one?
Sure, sure, very good. Sharon, what stops us from having these courageous conversations?
Retaliation, how they're gonna respond, how their emotions could come into it again, but what's gonna come back on me maybe later.
Is that scary? Is that scary for everyone, that retaliation part?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll take, for the next 90 minutes, we'll take a deeper dive into many of these things right here. If you want to go ahead and take your seat and just stay with your partner or your group.
Yeah,
So we actually had what these courageous conversations are. And it's taken from a book called Crucial Conversations. And there are 4 authors. There's Patterson, Gwenny, McMillan, and Switzer. So 4 very smart folks wrote a book called Crucial Conversations, and this is where we're getting the definition for courageous conversations. They are discussions between 2 or more folks that when the stakes are high. So I heard that from Gina's group. The stakes are high. Could be something to lose or gain. Could be money, could be title, could be power, things of that nature. Opinions vary. Well, if the opinions didn't vary, if we felt the same, we wouldn't be having a courageous conversation. We'd just be having a pleasant conversation, right? So opinions will be varying. Emotions are strong. I heard that out of Mike's group and pretty much all of you. The topic is probably something you're passionate about. I heard could be family, could be performance. Things that quickly come to mind for me are, boy, if you talk about politics, if you talk about war, if you talk about abortion, things that are very sensitive, that passion really comes into play and those emotions come into play. Comments on courageous conversations at this point. Let's talk about some of the benefits of having the conversations. Are we in an agreement that there are some benefits? I know it takes courage. Are we in agreement that there are some benefits?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Remember how I said I would sprinkle some of that research and science throughout the workout today? Did you know that your health is actually improved when you can have courageous conversations? That was surprising to me. And it's based on your immune system. So you're healthier, you're less stressed. If you're less stressed, your immune system is less stressed and you can remain healthier. So your health is actually improved if you know how to have these courageous conversations. Relationships are deepened and enhanced. Of course, your organization moves forward, becomes maybe larger, better. We need to define what better is, but your organization can become a better organization, maybe more money. And you as an individual are respected because you have the courage to have those conversations to make a difference. I don't know about you, but I was telling, I think it was Bethany yesterday, that whenever, and Darlene, whenever you have those types of conversations, it just feels very cleansing. And when I have, it's usually with my son. I know you have many conversations with your son too, Gina. I just feel closer to him after I have that. I feel like all barriers are down after I have that type of a conversation. So we've talked about what a courageous conversation is. We've talked about the benefits. Now we're going to move into what stops us from having that courageous conversation. There are many things. I mean, this is a nice laundry list. There are many things. Not knowing how to start the conversation, not knowing how to even get that marble to move forward. It's an emotional time. I'm passionate about the topic. How do I even start that? Fear of an unknown response. I heard that in Sharon's group, or maybe you don't know, or maybe you're going to get some retaliation or retribution. That's scary in itself, right? That's very scary in itself. Reluctant to appear weak. Let's see. I am supposed to be the oracle. I'm the manager. I am supposed to know all of the answers. And if I have this type of conversation, I might get emotional, and I'm going to show my cards. They're going to know that I am not cool as a cucumber, or I might cry. Fear of overly emotional responses. Okay, this person's a crier. What if they cry? This person is very animated and violent. Gosh, what if I get a chair thrown at me? Uncertainty, anxiety about damaging relationships. I need to have this courageous conversation with my boss, and things are going pretty well right now. I'm not sure I want to have that conversation. Or this employee works pretty well for me. Is it worth having the conversation? I kind of want to keep the relationship intact. When in actuality, having the courageous conversation will keep the relationship intact even better. Uncertainty about the outcome. Well, if I have the conversation, I have no idea what's gonna happen. I don't know. And fear of retribution or punishment. If I have this conversation with my boss, gosh, he could put me on long hours or just dump a lot of work on me, I could be punished. What other things can we add to the list? I heard one from Mike's group. You were talking about if it's a molehill and now it's a
Oh, yeah,
mountain.
it's absolutely, I was looking at, we said a lot of different things, but yeah, it's starting to grow and grow and grow, and it's kind of like, when do we have it? It's
Right.
gonna explode. and-
After a while, you know what, it's just so big, let's just forget about
Right,
that one.
It just grew.
How about how to even have the conversation? I don't know how to start it, but I don't even know how to have it. I don't know how to even take myself through that journey of that conversation. What about, well, I don't agree with the message. I've got to deliver this message. I'm going to go back 3 or 4 years. M1, I've got to deliver that message. I don't really agree with it, but I have to do it. I have to figure it out. That's tough. Let's just hope that it goes away. Drive Smart, another one. Sharon brought that program up yesterday. I know that was a hard pill for a lot of folks to swallow. We gotta have those conversations. We're going to focus, GPS. We're going to be using those tools. There are 2 types of outcomes when we have courageous conversations. Open outcome, and you just think of open outcome. We don't know what that outcome is at this point in time. We're going to work together and we're going to figure out that outcome.